first question I'm taking is from Rahul, who's asked something that I think many of us were thinking about, and it is this car a refurbished Indica? Well, a lot of the past models from Tata have seemed that way. They've taken that Indica idea and then tried to sort of, either comprehensively or not, stretch it. This is a complete departure from that, Rahul. It's an all-new platform, it's an all-new car, and it completely has nothing to do with the Indica, not in name, not in styling terms, not in interior terms, and not even the engines. Next, it's Rohant asking a really great question. Did Tata compromise on cabin space to make Zica compact? And how is the engine response and NVH levels? Well, Rohant, the NVH levels first, let me tell you, both the petrol and the diesel are 3-cylinder engines. So yes, they're a little bit noisier than what you're used to. When you're inside though, it's fairly good, the sound damping. And so when you're outside the car, you do hear it a little bit more. It's also the kind of rattle you get used to. So the diesel obviously being a little bit noisier. And the engine response is definitely improved as compared to what we had expected. Also improved when you compare to the engines you've seen on both the Bolt and the Zest. I think Tata also went after this car being intentionally compact, and which is why, yes, the proportions do look pretty compact, but on the inside I have to say the cabin space is fairly generous. Legroom is also pretty decent for a car of this size. Next, a question from Facebook. Pankaj is asking if the interiors are grey or beige. It's a bold move from Tata to go black on the interiors, because remember, black is, of course, firstly something that absorbs heat, but more so also something that makes something look smaller. So if you had a lighter palette, it tends to look bigger, the cabin. But the black is well finished, the plastic quality is hugely improved, and the two-tone with the black and the grey does work. Now, some of the plastics could be better, but if you compare to the cars in the competing range of vehicles, I think it's done Tata has done a good job with the interiors in terms of material quality, in terms of features, and in terms of space. So yes, the black is subtle, it's classy, and it's pretty sporty. And finally, Sridhar is asking about the length, ground clearance, and the boot space. The ground clearance is a decent 170 millimeters. The boot space, 242 liters. Now, is that the best in its class? No, it's not. In fact, if you compare to something like a Grand i10, the boot space is about 10 liters volume less than that car. But this car, in terms of pricing, I reckon, will be positioned more aggressively than the Grand i10. It certainly will be sitting below the Bolt. So expect really, really smart prices. So if you start to compare then to cars like the Celerio or the i10 or even the Honda Brio, then this car will start to seem roomy, more robust, and a little bit taller too.